Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Oracle card guidance and lesson. We are using the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Isn't that fabulous? Actually, you guys have been asking for this, and we also made you this awesome quiz. Now, we've all been through a lot of stuff in the past year, so if you want to know if you're in or out of alignment in any one of your seven energy centers, well, go check out the quiz and you're going to find out, okay? Now, let's get going for this week's reading. So far, everybody loves the Celtic Cross, and all of my Oracle card decks seem to go well with the Celtic Cross. Remember, what we do here is we're picking 10 cards, and I'm doing my own version of the cross because we are using Oracle cards, not the tarot. What I want you to remember is this. When I do this week's reading, if it's for the week, it's like an energy report. So I'm giving you the vibe of what's coming this week, that all of us are kind of under the same clouds, the same weather, but, each of us will be different. You might put a raincoat on, you might not. Maybe you want to dance in the rain, maybe you want to stay in, right? So everybody's going to have a different and personal experience to the energy of the week, but I'm kind of laying it out for you. And then remember that tomorrow's Astro Oracle reading is really key, because then you get your specific, intimate reading about you according to your astrology sign. Okay, so let's take a look at what the week is. Now, the first card in this cross, I'll just say the card, is Endless Possibilities, and it's card number 38. And it's the energy center. It's the energy center of the story, because these are actually 7 stories we tell about intuition and imagination. And when we allow our mind to be open to allow possibilities to come through us through inspired imagination, our intuition then works in tandem with our imagination in order for us to get to where we want to go. So this is a beautiful card for this week. These are new. Whenever I see this card, I feel like there's new beginnings possible for us, but our imagination and intuition need to be in service to those new ideas. So that's the first card. Now let's find out what is crossing that card. So this card represents what could help us over a hump, or what could be the actual hump, if there is any, right? So we'll see. Feeling the world. So empathy is both good and challenging. So when feeling the world, that's card number, let me look at it again, card number 13. And that is the second energy center that relates to intimacy, closeness, and boundaries. So feeling the world is the card that represents what happens to us when we are overamped. We have empathy overload. It means that we feel too much of our environment, of other people's feelings. We don't always know what's ours and what's not ours. So feeling the world is the card that represents empathy. In the positive light, it means that we're really taking into consideration being compassionate towards others. Many of us are starting to think about others and how our, just how the way it used to be isn't going to work for us anymore. So we really want to make sure that we are inclusive with other people and their experiences, right? Now, when it's overamping, because this is also what crosses us, it says to be careful of empathy overload this week, which means you could be tuning into the collective. Many of you who watch this video are empaths. An empath is a person who feels too much sometimes. Your boundaries are porous, right? And remember, this is also the energy center that talks about boundaries and how important they are to set the boundaries. Like, my boundaries are sacred. And this is saying, extra care for your boundaries, extra self-care, and ask yourself the question, is this mine? And also on a positive level, that because this is a card that can either show us the value of something that helps us over the hump, or something that represents the hump. So when we look at this as it's something that helps us, not challenges us, it tells us to be compassionate towards others. And that's something we can all do. And I see a lot of that happening now. So this is a very beautiful week to consider. Now, let's look at what is the foundation of the week, and what's the energy that's, what's the week standing on? If this week we're standing on a foundation, what would that foundation be built on? Forgiveness. Ooh, this is nice. So let it go. Card number 24, which is the energy center that relates to the heart. So I love this card. It doesn't mean to condone other people's behavior. If somebody's been abusing you for a long time, you don't want to talk to them or whatever, or you need a break or something like that, you have to say, okay, you might not still be mad at them, but you just want a distance. And so you're let go the story, but you don't engage. The reason I'm bringing that up is because of the boundaries card, right? If this had been a different card, I would not say that. This is about forgiveness, about others who have transgressed our boundaries, as well as our own kind of obsession about being mad at other people or creating stories. Because again, remember, these energies represent 7 stories that we tell. That's one of the reasons why I always say, they have all these different systems that sit inside these. So for example, the chakra system sits inside the 7 energies. This is not the chakra system, but it is one of the things that are like the 7 energies, right? So it's interesting. Interesting how things all put together depending on where you are in the world. These ideas are not specific to just one place. So let it go is about letting go, and very simple, and allowing your compassion to lead you without losing your boundaries. Remember that, without being too porous, saying, it's okay, you hurt me, come on back and do it again. No, it's like, I learned from this. Thank you so much. I'm staying away from you. Now, let's look at the past, which is something we've already experienced that is helping us now, or that is informing where we are at the moment. Oh, that's beautiful. Shining through. I love this card. This card represents, it's card number 30, and it's the energy center that relates to communication and self-expression. And I look at this and I go, I shine on behalf of the divine. That it isn't the ego that shines into the world. It is the spirit, the inspired thoughts and ideas and impulses that come through you that then enable you to take your place in the world. So this is already in motion for us, that we have really done a lot of work. And if you've been watching these videos every week, you're already on track with this. You know that we are spiritual beings first, secondary, or we're human, and that connection and partnership with the divine is primary. So we know that we don't do anything alone. Now let's look at the highest card. So the card on top represents kind of like, well, what's the best we can hope for? Oh, and this is all about healing our wounds. So the best we could hope for, and this is the card, the highest, is that we're supposed to look at ourselves. And it's about healing shame and healing a sense of unworthiness. So this is a beautiful week because this can get triggered, right? So when we feel too much and we don't set healthy boundaries with other people, we feel ashamed. Somehow we feel like it's our fault, or we take on stories about what other people project on us as ours, and it's not ours. I remember my friend Doug, you guys know about Doug, who passed away this past summer. He would always say, this is not mine to own. This is yours to own, not mine to own. Like, he didn't say that to me directly, but that was what he would say. Like, everybody has to own their own story. So this is about the projection that happens, and what's supposed to be revealed to us this week will help us heal this, and also to trust that we are always enough, and that we don't have to take on the world either. Okay, let's see. That's a beautiful card, because typically we just want happy, joyous, and free at the top, but really we want to heal. We just want to heal. All of us want to heal. Okay, so what's coming around the corner? So let's say that, oh, this is interesting. So into me I see. Now this is intimacy, right? This is really a week of self. Now that I'm looking at this, this is a week for self-inventory, about where have we fostered resentments and anger? Where have we not set appropriate boundaries? Where have we lost our partnership with spirit? And we have to remember it again. Where have we taken the sense that somehow, we're not enough, we don't know enough? Well, nobody knows enough right now. And that's the thing. We have to remember that. Our shame actually works against us in a sense that somehow we were supposed to know better. But you only know better when you learn how to know better. And so this is about knowing better, doing better, being better, and then recognizing we can have much deeper, more meaningful relationships with card number 8 That's the first card in the second energy center of intimacy and connections and boundaries. Into me, I see whatever it is that we see going on in our external world. 1 finger points outward and 4 points back to me, right? So that's the piece that's important for us this week, to be very gentle with ourselves as well, too. Yeah, my husband's standing behind the camera going, I don't know. 4, yes, 4.
I see 3.
You see 3, I know, but it's this, right? And you go like this. When you're pointing, no, it's 4.
It's 3.
Okay, he wants 3, because his thumb goes backwards. But you get what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. More of the fingers are pointing at you than are pointing at anybody else. Okay, so here are 4 experiences that we're going to notice. Now, whether this is on the news, whether this is to ourselves, whether this is in the environment, we're going to see 4 things happen. And I typically find that they happen in succession, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to choose the cards like this, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like that, and I'm just going to trust that Spirit knows what it's doing, and that I have picked the right cards. Okay, here we go. And we read these cards upright only. Body and soul. That's beautiful. So, okay, so body and soul is really about taking care of your body. That's what this card represents. This is the self-care card in this deck. It's card number 5 in the first energy center that relates to the stories we tell ourselves about our ancestors, about how we've been conditioned by our environment, our relationships to money, physical body, just anything physical and tangible in our world, as well as how we've been conditioned to see it. So this is, hey, remember me? You were in a body. So this is a good week to do our inventory, but make sure we're extra nice to ourselves, is what this says. Now, because I call these events, this is an event that you're being invited to experience. Now, seeing beyond, if you can do this, then you will have a clear indication of what's coming. So seeing beyond is the card of the clairvoyant. It's card number 36. And it is the card that relates to the imagination. It's back to the energy center that relates to intuition and imagination, but gives us an idea of getting that premonitory feeling, a premonition that if we've done these things, we can expect something to come as a result of that. And that's a quite positive feeling to have because you feel more certain. Close encounters is what happens. This looks like a heck of a lot of healing. I'm going to turn this last card. Yeah, roots of abundance. Wow. I'm going to move this over to the side here. How's that? This will be easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. So close encounters is what happens when we meet ourselves with others. We see how far we've come. So we actually may encounter the person or situations that we're healing and we're releasing ourselves from. And in a positive way, we will feel much more grounded as a result of it and recognize that our abundance and the concept of abundance really depends on how rooted we are in ourselves and rooted also in I would say, the soil of spirit. So it's not just the material world, but the fact that the material world is animated. As an animist, a practicing animist, I believe that everything is alive. Not just life as in, oh, that thing's alive, but mostly that it's got a soul and it can communicate. So there's a sense that our material world and the events of our world has spirits that preside in them. And they say, hey, pay attention to me. Let me go. Love me anyway. Know you're secure. You don't have to feel everybody's feelings. It's not always your responsibility. You shine in behalf of the divine. You have a partnership. You can become more intimate with others that you love and care for as a result of it. And plus, you get to know yourself better when you start to see yourself reflected in every situation that isn't necessarily the way you want it. And then here, it's like, yeah, care for yourself. And then it's like, oh, wow, when I do all this, I do my inventory, I really take a look at that, I have greater access to my imagination and my intuition. Why? Because you're not going over all those things like over and over and over and over again, like, the hamster wheel. Oh my God, they did this, they did this, they did it, right? You don't want that. Then close encounters means you're going to see evidence that you've done this work. And at the end, you are way more rooted and grounded in the abundance that is true for you. As also, too, for me, this card, it shows the roots of a tree, but it also reminds me that I am mostly and always, first and foremost, rooted in spirit. And then the rest of it falls into place. Okay, don't forget the quiz. Remember I talked to you about that in the very beginning of the reading? Okay, the quiz is so fun. And if you want to know where you're out of alignment, we've got really great information for you. Check out the quiz and it'll give you great knowledge about yourself, and you'll want to learn how to get back into alignment again, okay? We've all been through a lot. This will really help us all. Okay, take care. See you tomorrow with the Astro Oracle reading. Bye. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Just click on that link there and you'll see the bell, and click that and you'll get a notification when the videos are up. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I love to read them, and I will see you next time.